Okay, so I just bought the new Wilderness camper van, and it looks like there's 2 levels to it. So I haven't looked at it yet. I've seen a couple of the trailers, but I have not seen the most recent one, and I barely looked at the furniture. So, first time review. Okay, new items. Okay, that looks really cute. I like the cactus. I like the curtain. I like that swing thing. I like the couch. I like the green. Yeah, okay, so I like this. Um, okay, let's look at the area first. So we've got, okay, that's how we go upstairs. Okay. Oh, okay, so the upstairs is inside the van, and then downstairs is outside. Cool. Okay, so we got under bed storage. This is a cool sink. And then this can open. Oh, nice, and we can drive through the park. That's awesome. We can change the scenery as well. That's really cool. Okay. So let's go back. Okay, so back outside, we've got a fire pit, got a little river, and then it goes from grass to, I guess, rocks. You can fill up this water jug. That's cool. This is like maybe a hot springs. And then we got some rock carvings, and then this big arch. Okay, cool. Oh, and we got a nice little hidey hole. That's cool. Wonder what other secrets are here. The carvings might have something to do with it. Okay, so I'm gonna look through the furniture real quick, and then I will give my final review of all the pieces, and then I will build my build. Okay, so real quick, the van, this little keychain can go on the hook up there. I assume other keychains can as well. And then there are 3 sceneries. There is this desert one, which I'm gonna let play until the abducted cow comes by. Yeah, so that's fun. And then there is a more foresty one, which is nice. You know, you could be driving through the park from the more desert side to the forest side. And then there is the city, going home or coming to the park. So yeah, overall, I think it's really fun. And yeah, and even the back moves, so the entire thing moves. It's not just the front like in the train station. Okay, now we're back down here, and I have laid out all of the secrets or just cool things that I've noticed. So let's go right to left. This plant, you get this fruit from it. When cut, it looks like this. And according to my character, it's delicious. And then there's this book with the little mushrooms, and it talks about these. You notice that there's two good ones and one bad one. This is what it looks like when they are picked and cut. And if you eat the bad one, you do get very briefly sick, but very briefly. And it's, yeah. Okay. This pocket knife also works, not when it's closed, but when it's open, it does work. So the sink and the shower. Move over here. They both require liquid to be inputted into these things here, like the tanks. So if you put water, which I put in the shower from this little cup thing, and just normal water. You can also use the water jug from earlier. But if you want it to look like, there's rusty water, bad pipes or something, I poured in this one for fun, and it looks like that. Pretty sure it's coffee. So yeah, pretty much any liquid will work for these water tanks. Say for some reason you wanted blueberry water, darker blue. Just fill up something that I'm using this pitcher because it'll pour easily. Just pour that in there, and then you can have dark blue water. But if you wanted something rusty, play around with the colors to get that rusty water look. And you don't have to use this thing. You can use any blender. That was just easy. Okay, so back to the mushrooms. If you take a mushroom and you combine it with this noodles pack, you get this thingy, which is looks to be mushroom ramen. Not something I want to try, but if you want to try it, then that's great. The ramen is also a spicy ramen, so you will do that if you eat it. Not sure why the face isn't turning red, but oh well. Okay, so in this box is this little rock thing, and if you tap it, it turns green and cracks, and then if you tap it again, it goes back to normal. And I'm gonna say a bit more about the green when I get over to the alien side of things. This is the radio. I have not heard the songs yet, so let me just turn that on and go through the songs real quick. So yeah, those aren't my favorite songs in the world, but I do like them, so I'd say 7.5 out of 10. I like them, and they definitely fit the scenery. I was not expecting birds in the background, but I like them. Okay, so this thing, gonna move that. This is one of those bug catcher lights, so when you turn it on, it'll shine a light, and then the bugs come to it. And as long as you stay away from it, the bugs will stay away from you. So it's cool that the bugs start to appear once the light's on, and then they're gone, and then they slowly come back. So that's cool. And then I have no idea whatsoever what this is. But if anyone knows, I'd love to know. So, yeah, let me know in the comments if you know what that is. Okay. First aid kit. So, yeah, I don't know why it showed up as empty. This is the first aid kit. I did move stuff around, so it's a little messy. But in it is a tin of Band-Aids. And, you can open it. There's 3 Band-Aids in there. And then if you hold them in your hand, they just do that. But if you put them on your nose, they do that. So you can't put them anywhere but your nose, but it's still cute. It's also nice to have a more neutral Band-Aid. I know there's the blue one here, and then a purple one that's also available, but not showing up there. So, I also like this one. So another thing that I did notice, and then apparently had forgotten that I noticed, is that this pill bottle, move the bird, this pill bottle, if you tap it, it'll dispense pill. So it does this a lot. So my guess is it's gonna give 10 pills. So it gives 10 pills. So that's cool, and the pills make you smile. So that's nice. And then the ice pack, I don't think it does anything. But definitely all of this could be really useful, if you're doing role plays, anything that involves, I guess a first aid kit, that'd be nice to have. Okay, so then the camera. So you get a total of 7 pictures. Yeah, 7 pictures. And 6 of them are birds, and then 1 is of a UFO. All these birds are available in game. These 2 are from the post office. These 4, I don't think they are. Okay, but yeah, so you get 7 pictures total from this camera and 1 of a UFO, which brings us over to this area. So this thingy, like I said before, is a keychain that goes on the RV thing. And then this cracks open. This doesn't do anything. I think it's just for decoration. But it's the same rope as on here, which you can climb this. So that's fun. You can also stand on there and sit on there. So here you can see there's this book, Rocks, and it shows you the recipes for merging the smaller crystals into bigger ones. So there are a total of 7 crystals once you've merged all of them. So here, you can see a handful of carvings. There's a little alien, UFO. There's a very faint UFO with an arrow. And then there's the heart next to that hidey hole. There's a UFO, there's an alien. And then upstairs there is that abducted cow in the background. So if we make it nighttime, which there is also a sunset in this location, which is nice, nothing really happens except this glows and that glows. So you can't use the telescope, which kind of sucks, but yeah, I get why. And then if you go over here though, which should be clear enough, and you stare at the sky, you'll see green streaks flying by every so often. And I don't know if those are shooting stars or UFOs or what. I think it's probably left up to the imagination. But either way, it's pretty cool. And so you could definitely, do stargazing and stuff, and see the green lights flashing through the sky. So I think this rock is just saying, hey, look up at the UFOs and stuff. And then I don't know what this is, but it's cool. Forgot this earlier, but this plant does glow in the dark. So yeah, those are all the secrets. Let me know if I missed anything or if you found anything else. Okay, so I finished the design, and there is a present in the post office. I didn't get the notification for it for some reason, so I didn't see it until recently, but it's this outfit and this cool hat. So here's my outside. I'll just walk through. So over here's like an eating area. We got the campfires with the pots and stuff, and then back here we've got our like utensils and dishes. Got a little fridge in here, stuffed full of food, and then we've got like the stick food in there. I don't know what you call it. And then we got a stone pathway that goes here. There's a nice little area to sit. You can look at the fireflies, and at nighttime you can stargaze with this little frog. And then over here, if you want to fish, ignore the stool doing that thing. But if you want to sit here, then you can fish. Hop over the stream. You could also sit here and read. There's a beaver back there that's definitely not stealing all the wood. And then there's this tent in here where you can just sit. And it's a pretty cozy spot. Over here, we've got the table where you can eat if you don't want to sit around the campfire. Up here is our sink. There's the soap in there, and then we've got another first aid kit and some toiletries down there. And then over here is the bathroom. There's the little camping toilet and then the shower. So if you want privacy, you can definitely go behind that. And then you can just close the curtain. I will say one thing is that the curtains have been giving me a bit of an issue the entire time. So just use them as decoration. But I don't know how easy it is to... I mean, you can stand behind them there, but you can't stand directly behind them. So, and then we got a little fish guy over here, and then we've got this hot springs. You could relax in it, but probably not fully clothed. Get a swimsuit first, and then, you got this chair over here. You got the box with the alien rock in it, and then over here you've just got some things hanging, so you got a lantern, and there's nothing in the hidey hole. But you got, the map, the UFO, and then I collected all the mushrooms from that book cover and the blue one as well, because why not? And then over here is the more desert area of it all. I prefer green over brown, so most of this was, very green, but I still wanted a desert area. And so, yeah, over here you can stargaze and look for UFOs and stuff, write it in a little notebook. And then over here is kind of like, kind of thinking like a plant journal or something. Just, observing the flora of the area. And then, there's some animals here and there. You can rock climb, and then whatever this thing is still. Yeah. Oh, and the sloth snake. So here is the driver's chair, little trash can up front, and then the radio's up there, because why not? It doesn't technically go up there, but if you place it up there and then click save, it'll stay up there just fine, and it won't turn red. It'll just get that white thing. It'll stay. Here's a little table with TV and some trinkets, and then the couch, and this stool can be a stool or end table, doesn't matter. In the drawers, we've got a yoga mat, journal, and then that recipe book for those gemstones. And then in this other drawer, we've got whatever that thing is. I had no idea what it was or where to put it, so it's in a drawer. And then we got, this like wall art stuff back here. And then over by the bed. So starting down here, I guess, got a little area for a puppy, and then back here is some puppy supplies, and then just other orangey trinkets, and then in this one we've got just an extra lantern, extra boxes, an outfit that is not for me, but it matches the thing. And then my one complaint, I guess, about these is that there's so much like of that front space that isn't used because everything pops to the back. But otherwise, I think they're pretty cool. And then up here on the loft, I guess, there's a guitar that I do not know how to play. Some UFO keys, sloth in a jar because it matched. And then just some flowery accessories. And then, so I've got these gemstones and the walkie-talkie and the cactus in a little pot thing. And then my bed, very comfy. There's some plants. And then in here, I've got, I love this sleeping bag. It's so pretty. And yeah, that's the RV or camper van and, outside. So yeah, that's the wildlife camper van. And I would rate this pack 7.5 out of 10. I am the opposite of outdoorsy, but if you're outdoorsy, I think it's a pretty good pack. You can make it more of like a green park, kind of like how I did, or even more green. And definitely if you have the Willow Tree Park pack, you could use that stuff here and just have a second kind of background to use. Or if you want to have your character go into the desert, then you could do that. Even if you just wanted, just the van part, I'd say get it, and then just use the top half or the van half of the location. But yeah, I think it's a really cool pack. I definitely like the items that were added. I think all the desert plants are cool, and I like the little mushroom book and the a lot of the cooking stuff. So yeah, I like the furniture, and I like the pack. It's not my favorite pack, but definitely no negative feelings towards it. So yeah, that's the video, and thanks for watching.